It's really a joy and a pleasure to be greeting you yet another time. And as you can see, I want to speak on the topic of what is happening right now in my country with the Soufrière Volcano and its symbology. Okay? And I'm going to speak about what all of this really symbolize biblically to help to clear up some things that people have been saying, especially religious people. Okay? And first of all, let me say that my favorite book is the Bible. And everything is in the Bible, and anyone can look into the Bible and refer back to these things. But I'm going to show you it in a different way, that if you are open-minded, that you can see, whereby it's displaying to us the power of unity. Okay? And when you realize that everything starts in the mind, you would realize that we are all connected, and that we are connected to nature. Nature is connected to us. We're connected to the animals. Everything is connected. Okay? So you must understand that. Also, you must understand the duality of man in terms of understanding that everything has its polar opposite, the law of polarity. So if there's light, there must be darkness. Okay? So when it comes to God, the Bible, and what is taking place on the earth, it's very important for a person to get their pen and their paper and write scriptures. Okay? Now, the very first scripture I want to look at is Deuteronomy 32, 39, to show you that the volcanic eruption is displaying the law of polarity, but not much people can understand that the same power that is creative is the same power that can be destructive. Okay? Not much people will understand that all of the things that is coming out of the volcano that is bringing fear and persons is that it's a reflection of when we behold what is within us that can be destructive. It can scare us. And even when a person behold that which is creative within, it can scare them too because of their belief system. Okay? So if you read Deuteronomy 32, 39, you will see it says that I am God and there is no other. He said, I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. So it is teaching you that the same power that is creative is the same power that is destructive. Now, there's a lot of good things that are coming from the volcanic eruption, such as the unity of the people of the Caribbean. But yet, you will find that there are persons who would make certain statements and judgments based on their religious belief. But when you understand that the kingdom of God is within you, then you would realize everything that you see on the outside, it comes from the inside. So what the volcano is displaying is what we display every day, having this human experience. There are times when you be quiet and you keep everything within. And there's a time you have to explore everything out to free yourself to live in balance. Okay? So that is why it is very important for a person to understand Deuteronomy 30 to 39, that God is the one who created everything, and he says that I am God and there's no other. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Now, you can never say I am and not referring to yourself. You can never say I am and referring to someone else. As a matter of fact, in Exodus chapter 3, it tells you that the name of God is I am, from generation to generation. Now, when you come into this life, you have to ask yourself a question: who am I? And when the answer comes, it must be I am that I am, which it means to say I am whatever I believe myself to be. For as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So everything that's been displayed on the outside, it actually resides on the inside. So that which is residing on the inside, when it comes out, it can become destructive or creative. And that is why we must control our minds and learn to understand how thoughts work. And when we understand the mind, then we realize that the Bible addresses the human mind and must be interpreted psychologically, that it is not literal, neither is it secular history. And also it have no reference to anyone who existed thousands of years ago or to any actual event that would have taken place on earth thousands of years ago. From the beginning to the ending of the Bible, it's all a great psychological drama. It all have to do with the mind. It all have to do with the human psyche. So if a person disagree with me, it still have to first be a thought. It still have to first be an idea, and still first have to be imagined by that person. If they speak to me, it still have to be the same thing. If they ignore me, it still have to be the same thing, because every action stems from a thought. So whenever you see something that is happening in the earth, it is something that happens in the body also. So here we see the highest peak in this country. It's been exploded. And when you understand the real birth from above, the virgin birth, and you experience it like I did, to know that it's a birth from the skull, and this birth from the skull, it would be an awakened imagination, because God in man is man's imagination. That is why I say, I'm the one who kill and I'm the one who make alive. I'm the one who wound and I'm the one who heal. Before a person can kill, it has to first be a thought. Before a person can heal, it has to first be a thought. So all of the comments that you're seeing are a display of people's thinking or their mindset. So those who are speaking judgment and condemnation, they need to realize that everyone is being affected by this. It doesn't matter if you're a Muslim or you're a Christian or you're a Hindu or whatever you are, okay? Because all of these things are just false identity. Your true identity is actually your divinity. That's why you have to look inwardly and use everything as a symbol and a sign to teach you how you can be a better person and how you can serve humanity. Now, for example, okay, there are those who would receive what is happening from the angle of fear. And there are those who would receive it from the angle of understanding what is happening to the planet and how we are connected to the planet. So those of us who know about the Great Awakening and what it's all about, we realize that the sign of all the volcanoes around the world erupting is showing us that there will be an inner eruption that will take place in you. And when that inner eruptions take place in you, you will realize that the journey of life is from humanity to divinity. And that is why this whole volcanic eruption, after it is finished, it will be a building process. It will be a constructing process. So you need to understand life and see everything, how they are connected. So we have our ups and we have our downs. Now, there was a time when the volcano was not expressing itself, but all of the materials that are in the volcano, they were there. So there are things in us that we do not see, until certain light has been shining in our path that we will be able to see them. And not until a person really see that there's no one to change but themselves, that they would understand that the volcanic eruption is a reflection of that which is within being displayed on the outside. And it is not a judgment on anyone. Because, for example, if a man steals, okay, he's bringing judgment on himself because he's gonna stand before a judge. It's the law of karma. Whatever you sow is what you would reap. So whatever you cultivate within your mind, that is what you would display. Same thing with everything in the earth. And most people fail to realize everything that is coming from the volcano, it's in you. People heard thunder, okay, they see lightning. But when you have your awakening experience, there would be, first of all, the great and mighty shaking, that great earthquake, before you awake within yourself. And there would be that spark of lightning. That's how you will know that God is light. And that's how you know that the kingdom of God is within you. That's why I'm speaking from experience, because of what I would have experienced. Okay, and I will always speak about my experience until the day I leave here concerning the birth from the skull, which is the real virgin birth. Okay, it's not a birth from down below. Okay, it's a birth from the skull. You can check out my lecture that is on Amazon Prime. It's called The Secret Vagina, which is actually the secret portal. So there's a place here, okay, that the inner being that is within you would like to one day display itself to you so you would know who you are. And that is why when you read in the Bible, it tells you that the temple was split in two. This is the temple that was split in two. And then they could have behold the Holy of Holies. That's when you would see and behold your God self, to know that you're God in flesh and that you're just having a human experience, and everything that's happening to you on the outside is to reflect to you what is happening on the inside, and that everything that is creative can be used also to be destructive. So the thoughts in our minds can be used to be creative, and it can be used to be destructive. Okay, some of the materials that are coming from the volcano, some people are gonna use it for useful purpose, and also the land is gonna receive all that it needs from the volcano to give us more fertile soil. For example, back in 79 when they had an eruption, after the eruption there was more fertile soil. So you have to weigh the balance and see that there is always the destructive and the creative. Okay, so it all goes back to our mind. Our mind will always display what nature always displays. So you look around and you see nature and fail to realize that as you express yourself, so nature must accept itself. Now, when a woman is going through birth pain, and the Bible talk about that too, okay, and she want to give birth, it will be very painful while she's going through birth pain. But when that birth pain is over, she rejoices, for she has bring a life into the world. So too, we are to see everything that's happening in our lives as a way to uplift ourselves, as a way to be more creative, as a way more to challenge ourselves, and to realize that we are to walk as one, and that we are not to be divided, but we must understand that there's just one universal consciousness. We must understand that there's only one creative power, and there's only one creator. So the power that creates this money is the same power that creates the volcano that you see. But you believe that the volcano that you seeing, that is a great mighty thing outside of yourself that want to consume you. But according to Ecclesiastes 3:11, everything is just a display or a reflection of that which is within. So everything is actually downloaded in you. This entire world is downloaded in you. And that is why in this age that we are living in, for example, if you have a flash drive, you cannot see what is downloaded on the flash drive. But if you put the flash drive into a computer. It would display everything that is downloaded in that computer. Okay, so too with the mind. And so every day we always display the mind. So as you look at the mind and you see the duality of man, so you must see what is happening in nature also, because we are connected with nature. So this whole eruption is not because people are wicked or people are ungodly, because when you understand who is God, you will know that God in man is actually man's imagination, and everything that is used in the shelters, they were false imagine. Everything that everyone depends upon, it is false imagine, and everyone has been affected, including the Christians. Okay, and everything that they are looking forward to for their survival, it was false a thought. It was false imagine. It was false an idea. And that is why people need to be familiar with Deuteronomy 32 and 39. Okay, which says, I am God and there's no other. He said, I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. It's the law of polarity. So you have to understand the one who creates the darkness is the one who will create the light also. So you can do both with your mind. So you can be a person who wants to uplift humanity, a person who wants to speak positive things to humanity, or you can be one who wants to just speak negativity and destruction to humanity while you're here and you're still using this money. You see, many religious people call everything the devil and Luciferian except the money. Even the symbol of the eye above the pyramid that is on the money itself, they call it Luciferian, they call it satanic, they call it demonic, but they don't refuse it. Everybody loves the dollar, and nobody's calling the dollar satanic, and so on. So my brothers and my sisters, let's use everything to lift us higher, to become more positive people, to become more creative people, and to understand that imagination is what creates reality. You see, people went on a tourist ship, but that tourist ship was first a thought. It was first an idea. It was first imagined. So it is building of our creativity that would uplift any economy. You want to build any economy after destructive energy, you have to fortify the minds of the people to understand that the enemy is themselves. Your self-doubt is the enemy. Your self-doubt is the devil. Your self-doubt is what is evil. So there isn't a holy, righteous, loving God who most people believe to be living and residing in the sky that is sending any destruction on anyone. So stop it with all of the foolish judgment and condemnation which religious people are commenting about the island. Okay, this island has always been blessed. As a matter of fact, its true name represents our blessings from our ancestors which have been passed down, and that is why I know that the Soufrière Volcano represents the crown chakra, and our ancestors would have already known that many years ago, and they used to be connected to the energy of the volcano to raise their vibration, because they know where on the island is the heart chakra. Okay, I can go into that. I can even rewrite the history of this country, believe you me, because I wake up. Okay, I have that board from above, just like the volcano blew off. It's seal. It's a seal. What they call a dome is a seal. The Bible speaks about the seal. When you break the seal, you're going to come into the ninth dimension. Okay? That is why in school they teach you to come from 0 to 9. I can go into what 9 really means. Okay, so my brother and my sisters, you have to rise from 0 to hero. You have to use everything to build. You have to use everything to strengthen. You have to use everything to encourage. Now, for all the religious people who've been making a lot of religious comments, I would like for them to come in and tell us some of the great things that have been invented in this world by religious people. Let me say this, everything that the people need on this island for their security, it was because of men and women like me who believe in themselves. They didn't believe in a God in the sky. No, they believe in the God that is within themselves. They knew that the kingdom of God is within. And that's Luke 17:21. And Matthew 6:33 says that whenever you discover that the kingdom of God is within you, that you will discover the secret of creation, you'll be able to create your reality consciously. That's what it means. They say all these things will be added onto you. So right now we need one Caribbean mentality, one Caribbean mind, and break all colonialism and break all programming and raise our vibration as one people who must know who they are. You see, there are many things that separate us. Religion separates us, politics separates us, and academics separates us. As little children, they start calling you dunce in school, but before that, no one was calling you that name. Okay? Then when you grow older, they're telling you of someone who wants to judge you, but yet he loves you. Okay? And then when you grow older, they're telling you that there are people who must govern over you. But I'm saying to you that you're responsible for every thought. You're responsible for everything you do, and you're responsible for yourself. You are the savior. You're the one who would have to pack your things and evacuate. There's not a man gonna come from the sky and do it for you. Because that man, according to St. John 1:3, where he says all things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made, that him is not speaking of a man who existed 2,000 years ago. That him is a personification that represents the human imagination. That without imagination, there isn't anything that was made, that is made, and everything else that ever going to be made, it must first be imagined. So to all of the religious people who want to make negative comment about what is happening on the island and want to bring cause and condemnation, you get it wrong. Because you need to know this. The Bible addresses the human mind and must be interpreted psychologically. The Bible is not literal. Neither is it secular history. And it is not anything to do with the destruction of humanity. It's about the building of humanity when humanity learns to look inwardly and depend on the creator that is within. Many people who are religious are praying against nature. You can't pray against nature. You have to get in alignment with nature. You have to become one with nature. You have to learn to calm the storm through meditation. You see, when you read Matthew 6 and verses 6, it tells you that. He said, don't be like the hypocrites who like to be seen and all. He said, go in. Go into the secret place. It is teaching you about meditation. To the Father who is within. Who is the Father that is within? He's speaking about your imagination. That's the creator in everyone. There's no one who can disagree with me and not use their imagination. There's no one who can do anything. And it was first a thought or first imagine. You see, there are religious people who would want to argue with me and fail to realize that it first had to be a thought. It had to first be an idea. It had to first be imagined. Because they lack the understanding of the law of mentalism. They do not know the law of mentalism. They do not know that there are certain laws that governs all of humanity. So, this is not the time to be making negative comment because you do not understand the language of symbology. In order to understand the language of symbology, you need to be one with nature, okay? And that is why even in Isaiah chapter 45, verses 5 to 7, it tells you, I am God and there is no other. He said, I create the darkness and I create the light. I create good and I create evil. That is why there's one time there was light in the country. There was light. Everybody was seeing light in the country. And then boom. And after a while there was darkness. It is showing you the duality of man. It is showing you the law of polarity, the law of opposites. So my brother, my sisters, this is not something for people to condemn and judge and all be all religious about. Also, I want to address the fact that some people are saying, but some man prophesied this. No. This was announced in December, around December 28th, and then this man come around the 20th of January, and then he was referring to someone in his congregation who actually come from this country because they know about Trinity Falls. He was telling him Trinity Falls. He was referring to that person. He would have had conversation or something, right? But what you need to know, right, if you understand the Bible psychologically, okay, and you would like to understand what is really a prophecy, do according to what Habakkuk chapter 2 tells you to do. So I'm going to tell you what to do to prove what I'm saying, and that what I'm saying is not theory, okay? Habakkuk 2 says that when you have a vision, you must write down the vision and make it plain. Now you have desire, you have a vision, you want something in this world based on something that you love to do or something that you're gifted in. Write it down, because Habakkuk says write it down and make it plain, which means be decisive. Know exactly what you want, which means that you must have definiteness of purpose. He said, write it down. And he said, do it for a certain time. You must wait for it because it is sure and it would not fail. So when you do that, you will realize that you could manifest money. You could prophesy money. You could prophesy anything in your life. But really, just people don't say money is the fulfillment of prophecy. They don't say the internet is the fulfillment of prophecy. They don't say the cell phone is the fulfillment of prophecy. They don't say the computer is the fulfillment of prophecy. But when something destructive happens, they call it fulfillment of prophecy. But I have good news for you. Everything is a fulfillment of prophecy. Because the words that are coming from your mouth, Isaiah 55:11 says, my word will not return unto me void, but it must accomplish that which I send it to and prosper anything whereto I am sending it. Also, it says, you must call those things that be not as though they are. And then it says that faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. The evidence of things not seen that you hope for is in your imagination. That's why you must learn how to use your imagination to create your reality, to discover that the creator is in you and that everything is energy, vibration, and frequency. So this is not the time for ignorance. This is not the time for stupidity. This is not the time to speak evil about this country. This is the time that there's a man who could stand in this country and open the Bible and teach you the Bible psychologically, and no one can prove me wrong. Because anything you say or do, its force have to be a thought. It have to first be an idea. It have to first be imagined. For example, this right here is a Bible. Okay, it was first a thought and it was first imagined. It was first an idea. And this here also is a Bible. Okay? And this here is my Bible. And it was first a thought and it was first an idea and it was first imagined. And all the preachers that prophesy over my life many years ago and say the things I would do, now I'm doing it. You're going to call it evil? You're going to say it is of the devil? No. You're brainwashing yourself. No. Each and every one of us are magical. We are magical beings that can create what we desire in this world if we understand who we are and understand there's only one creative power in this world and there's only one creator, and the only creative power there is the power of imagining or the power of imagination. So this is social media, and we have Zoom and other platforms. If there is a religious person who believes that there is judgment from God on this island, and they want to come on and Zoom and disprove me when I say that the Bible addresses the human mind and must be interpreted psychologically, that it is not literal, neither is it secular history, and that the Bible is written symbolically and it has no reference to anyone who existed thousands of years ago or to any actual event that taken place on earth thousands of years ago. From the beginning to the ending, it all have to do with the human psyche. If you can disprove that, then you prove everything. And I'll burn all my books. Everything you do and say in this world, it have to first be mental, it have to first be psychological. And every message that's preached on a pulpit is telling you, don't do this, do that. Don't do this, do that. So my brother, my sisters, we are to be in control of our minds and learn to understand that we can create our reality consciously and that we are the Lord and Master of our own destiny, because it is our own thoughts that is creating our reality and creating our personality. That is why my devil is my negative self, not anyone else. I have no time to try to change anyone but myself. There's no one to change but self. So don't come making all kind of negative comments about what happening on the island, and there are Christians on the island, and people calling themselves Christian and making all kind of judgment against their own Christian brothers and sisters. That is confusion, that is separation. That is why I can't be a part of such a thing as that. That's why I teach everybody to believe in themselves and to look within themselves, because the kingdom of God is within you, not outside of you. Everybody looking at the outside of what happening with the volcano in fear. Fear what? You can't die if you never live. And as a matter of fact, we are eternal. You can't know that if you never have a true out-of-body experience. If you never come out from your skull, there's a lot of things you would never know. You never know that the virgin birth is the greatest lie that ever been told to humanity. You can never know it. St. John chapter 3, when you become the fulfillment of that, you can't be proven wrong. That's why I can't be proven wrong. So all the religious people making the comment, we have Zoom, we have the internet. Come and prove me wrong when I say that the Bible addresses the human mind. I wonder how they gonna prove me wrong. When whatever you say gonna be mental, it gonna first be psychological. It has to first be imagined. So stop with the judgment. Okay? Stop with the judgment. Since 2019, I dreaming about the volcanic eruption. Even before it happened, I warned people about certain things and they didn't believe me. So when they talk about man prophesy, he could prophesy COVID-19. Bill Gates had to prophesy that for he. You see, religion has been exposed in this time of the Great Awakening. And they fail to realize that the battle of Armageddon is a battle of mindset. The battling for your mind. So if you can't control your mind, someone will control your mind for you. The politician will control your mind for you. The preachers will control your mind for you. But I just go to the toilet and do my thing by myself. I just go to bed by myself and I wake by myself. That is why I know there's no one to look to but self. I cannot go on my knees and call on someone to help me. No, I have to help myself. Why are you calling on a God to save you or to help you when you can look to yourself, because you are the one who have to take action? You can only show your faith by your works. How can you prove that there's a creator and you can't create your reality? I can create my reality, and I've taught many people who are listening to me how to create their reality consciously. And some of them who followed me, they will come on later on because they don't know I normally premiere this kind of time, okay? And there are people who've been getting results, and results don't lie. So we see that all of the churches, they had to close down and they had to just allow a certain amount of people in the churches based on the advice of the politicians, okay, showing you the tie between politics and religion. Yet these are the people who want to turn around like the man who tried to say he prophesied over this island. He calling politicians corrupt when politics and religion are one. Religion can't survive without politics, my friend. Okay, you all love the duty-free concession. Then all want to turn around and condemn the very thing that you all are building and raising up. You see, there couldn't be a striving pornography industry if there was not taboo put on sex. And it's through Christianity. That is why people fail to realize, for example, I can drink water because I'm thirsty. It's a natural desire. I eat food because I'm hungry. It's a natural desire. So too is sex. Your mother never signed a piece of paper to see your period. But the people, they use the Bible to tell you have to sign a piece of paper to have sex without guilt and shame. And if you ask Christians in my country what is the meaning of sex, the word sex, they don't know. But I will tell you, because I'm here to build and educate. The word sex means sacred energy exchange. And if you know how to exchange that energy rightly, you can use it to create anything you want in this world, not just a baby. You see, a lot of people fail to realize the richest place on the earth comes from a woman. And just as you see the volcanic eruption, so too there's an eruption that takes place in us, both man and woman, if you understand the creative act. It's an eruption. You see, so people who are ignorant and don't know who they are and being religious, they make it a lot of comments, or they're going to look stupid. Don't do that. We have to love each other. We have to embrace each other. We have to stand with each other. We have to build each other. This is what is bringing the Caribbean together. People in Barbados reaching out. People in Grenada reaching out. People in St. Lucia reaching out. When everything goes back to what seems to be normal, then everybody go their own way. But no, nature is saying to us, it's time for us to come together. It's for a time for us to build together. It is for time for us to stand together. Look, the kind of education I receive is the same kind of education my parents receive, and they haven't made any change. The kind of belief system or religious system I receive is the same thing they receive also, the same kind of teaching, and there haven't been any difference, and you still want to hold to that. That's madness. That's ludicrous. I'm saying to you, start to meditate, start to visualize, start to affirm, start to do scripting, start to get in touch with the spiritual self, start to understand St. John 4:24. They that worship God must worship God in spirit and in truth. You must know that you're a spirit having a human experience. How else could you worship God but by going in within your higher self, your true self? Do you realize everything that comes from the volcano is within you? Let me explain for you. Earth, wind, water, fire, and you, spirit. All the elements display itself, and we all depend on using all the elements. You can't have money without earth, wind, water, fire, and spirit. Money was first a thought. Church people, money was first a thought. It was first an idea. And if the eye above the pyramid and the US dollar is a satanic Luciferian symbol, then this is Luciferian too. Don't use it. Bring all, give me. Bring them. All the church people who believe money evil, bring on for me. Because it's the Lord's good pleasure in prosperity and so bad. This is so bad. And the man within, it is his good pleasure that we prosper, that we happy, that we smile, that we could be glad, not sad. This is not time to be sad. I wish people are going to get scared and say, oh, I know I accept the Lord Jesus Christ and my Savior. And a man said, repeat after me. You're going to repeat? After a man forget eternal life, eternal have no beginning and have no end. So my brother and my sisters, it's good to understand, this whole volcanic eruption and the biblical symbology. It is teaching us that when man behold that is within himself, it scares him. Okay, it is teaching us that what is within you could be destructive and be creative. You see, we're gonna have a big building project process after the eruption. So there have to be destruction, you understand, to have building taking place. Sometimes you have to destroy the old self to live in yourself. These are the same people who like to quote the scriptures. The Bible says, be ye transformed by what? The renewing of your mind. So it's a renewing taking place in the earth. It's a birth. The volcano is giving a birth. But if you understand, there's a birth from below and there's a birth from above, and the above is called Golgotha. Golgotha. The cranium. You think there's a place in the Middle East? Because you see, most people believe the place in Africa that they refer to as the Middle East. They don't know it's Africa because many do not know their African spirituality. Many do not know what our ancestors would have believed before secular Christianity. So they come on and they make it a lot of judgment and judging this country. Don't judge this country. This country is a blessed country. That is why, look, I've been writing my book so long before, called St. Vincent Curse, Hiruna Bless. I've been doing that. Why they changed the name? There's a reason why they changed the name, and they gave an alcoholic beverage the name. I don't want to go into things right now. I put it for the book. For people who want to see the symbology of what is happening to this country. You see, some people are so negative, they can't see that this is a new beginning in the country. They can't see this is people awaking. They can't see that it represents people, you understand, beholding what was inside of themselves, and they question themselves and they realize, I gotta be more productive. I have to be more creative. I need to build a nation. Instead of running and saying, what can my country do for me? You should be able to say, what can I do for my country? Look, I've been sharing this for free for many years, and then it sustains me. I wasn't doing it for anything. I was doing it because of the love in me. Whenever I come here, I come here to what? Uplift humanity. I ain't come here to bring doubt and fear on people. I come here to speak love. Love is the key. You can't talk about God and don't speak about love. Love is everything. So my brothers and my sisters, all the negative comment. There's a certain woman, her name starts with M, and she saw name is T. She gone everywhere that is volcanic eruption is, and she is just casting judgment on the nation. I wonder the nation that she's living in, if something happens there, what she gonna say? Don't do that, my friend. I don't want to call him. Don't do that. This is no judgment. There's no God in the sky judging no people. No, we all bring judgment on ourselves by our actions, the things we do, the thoughts that we hold in our minds. And all of us were brought up to be ignorant. All of us were taught the same thing. So don't judge me, and I won't judge you either. Because why should we judge each other? Why should you think that you're righteous and someone else is unrighteous when it's not by works? It's by grace. It's unmerited. We are all one. So, I want to just send this message out to all of the religious people who've been making, all of these religious and destructive comments. I want to say all you're doing is displaying your mind. Okay, because as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. And it is your own thoughts that is creating your reality and creating your personality. There isn't an entity outside whispering in your ears. Let me just make it clear that the devil, the Bible speaks of the devil as a fallen angel. Now, what is an angel? An angel is a messenger. What brings message to you and from you? It's your thoughts that bring message to you and from you. Okay, so when you have a negative, fallen, destructive thought, it's a fallen angel. You have a devil. When you have self-doubt, you have a devil. So when you're told that you must put the devil under your feet, it is speaking of putting self-doubt under your feet. Now, let me go to the disciples. Who is a disciple? A disciple is a follower. How many disciples they tell you? 12. They never tell about the 13 because they want you to think for yourself to realize that you are the 13th one that have 12 disciplines. Okay, that 12 powers. Okay, 12 qualities. Now, a disciple is a follower. What follow you wherever you go? It is your thoughts that follow you wherever you go. So when he said the disciples went to him in the ship over on the other side, is when you change your mentality, when you change your thoughts, and you're now living on the other side. Because you have a different perception of life. You have a different perception of other people. You start to see other people differently. That is why some people can misunderstand my love as insanity. So, my brother, my sisters, this is not time for people to cast judgment on our country. This is our loving, blessed country, okay? And the only thing that divides us is politics, religion, and class system, which they use the class system through the educational system. But I want to say this, you must always remember that the bench was first imagined, the book was first imagined, the pencil was first imagined, the pen was first imagined, the blackboard was first imagined, the chalk that I write on the board with was first imagined, and the school building, it was first imagined. So my brother, my sister, the created man is man's imagination. And that is why we have to rise above academic education and start to believe in ourselves to build this nation. That is why we have to work as one if we're going to build this nation. That's why we have to believe in each other and have good things to say about each other instead of chopping and cutting on each other. I can tell you from experience, being involved in church system, in the religious system, they have never overcome gossiping. That's the devil that has been ravishing the so-called churches. It's called gossiping. So even with what is happening with the volcano, there are people coming with the destructive thoughts and try to send and fail to realize that a word is a spell. That's why you refer to such a thing as the gospel. The gospel means the good news, good spell. So you're supposed to be bringing good news of joy and happiness to the people and proving when the Bible says, let your light so shine before men, that they may behold your good works and glorify who? The God that's in you. In you. Stop judging people. They give you a false marriage and they're judging people. Go home at 6 because a man tell you, say after me, you repeat after the man say, sign a piece of paper now, and then you go home and you start to say without guilt and shame, but still in ignorance, and then you bring back another Christian in the world. You bring back another ignorant person in the world. But when you understand the energy of sex and what it's all about and what it really means, you know what, as I sit here and I speak, it's to be truthful. If you was to really do an interview with all the Christians in this country and all the country throughout the Caribbean and around the world, and you ask them what's the meaning of the word sex, most of them do not know. But yet they have all kind of judgment towards things that they don't know. Ask them to show you what the eruption is all about in the Bible. And they cannot show you that it is showing you that the same power that destroys is the same power that builds. The same power that creates the darkness is the same power that creates the light. Our minds can do both things. Good or evil, destructive or creative. So stop the judgment, okay? So I'm gonna stop here. I'm just gonna read the comments, and see what people have to say, and we can make this interactive until just about say 15 minutes more, okay? So let me say thank you to all those who have positive comments to make, because it's all about positivity, okay? It's not about judgment on anyone, okay? So please let me see what happened in here. Yeah, so please religious people, stop with the comment. Ewan McLaughlin, this is a brother who have experienced so many things from this teaching, okay? When he now start using this teaching, he manifests so much acting work using his imagination. He can testify. I don't have to do that. They can testify. Okay, we got some ash in Grenada. Okay, all of that is teaching us that we are one. Grenada getting some ash, Barbados getting some ash, St. Lucia getting some ash. It affects all. Okay, so please, religious people, stop with it. Jah live. Jah always live, man. Because Jah is life. That's why there's nothing he could give you more than eternal life. Himself. Our eternal self. Rejoice. It's time to be glad. Why the Queen of England is on the currency of Eastern Caribbean currency, which are independent countries, because of colonialism and because of the system that is still in place that is keeping the people in mental slavery. That's why to many people I would be like a crazy man. Okay? Hello, brother. Hello to you, my brother. We are all brothers and sisters. We are all one, and there's just one universal consciousness. Okay, but the system has put things in place to keep people separated. But this is not the time to be separated. This is not the time to be arguing. So let me say again to all the religious people who've been casting all of their judgment upon this country, desist from doing that, okay? Because our ancestors have always been blessed people, and there's a reason why they give this country the name Haruna. Yes, I know there's a reason why they changed the name, okay? I know why the Europeans actually changed the name, okay? And why they give us history in school to believe in. That is not true. I know it's not true. There are people who's not gonna like me for the truth, you understand, but I can tell the things that our ancestors was doing, and I didn't even ban it because I'm connected back to our ancestors, and that's why we have to lift our frequency in this time of the great awakening. Okay, and it's not just myself alone. There are other brothers in the Caribbean that's waking up. I have a good brother in Barbados who teaches the same thing. And because he's waking up on this channel that I'm doing this video on. The biggest business in my island is owned by, if you check the name of my channel and you do a little research, you realize the biggest business that's owned in this country, the son, one of the sons, sorry, because there were 9 brothers and 1 sister. One of the sons, he teaches this. And he would have had the experience of the boy from the skull just like me. And he born in Barbados. And I in St. Vincent. Okay, and Barbados and St. Vincent both been affected. But this message is saying that imagination creates reality. Therefore, we must now use our imagination to build our country, to build ourselves, to build our fellow men, to build our brothers and sisters. This is the time for unity. This is the time for oneness. This is time to stand as one. This is not the time to pull down. You understand? Because you have differences in belief. All of us, we have to believe in ourselves, and we have to love ourselves. It starts with self-love. We were never taught to believe in ourselves. We were never taught in school that greatness is in you. We were never taught in school to seek to know what is a gift. Know what is your calling. Know what you're gifted in, so that you will go to a job that you would love instead of going to a job that you don't love. There's so many people in my country going to jobs that they don't love. Therefore, with this eruption, I'm saying to you, it's time for us to build our minds. It's time for us to take back our mind power and use our mind power to achieve our every desire, instead of using it to criticize and pull down and trying to say it's judgment, oh the law, the church, oh these are the laws, these things be happening and they will always happen. History all repeats itself. That is why our ancestor taught the person whose family owned the biggest business in this country this very truth. Our ancestor, Abdullah, taught him this. So go check out the biggest business in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Check out my book, The Black Mystic from Ethiopia, and you'll pick up something. And then there's a building down next to Ace down there. Next to Ace. If you live in St. Vincent, there's a building down next to Ace. And you left. Go upstairs and you will see something for yourself. If you check the same channel here, see I do a vlog. So let me stop it. This is building time, man. I feel good. This is time for us to stand as a people. You understand? And know that we are people with gifts and talents. To know that we are people that are strong. To know that we are people that have good in us. There's good in everyone. There is good in everyone because there's God in everyone. Do you ever wonder why we ever say good morning and good afternoon? When you take 0 out of good, what do you get? What do you think? Someone told me that a 0 and a circle is 2 different things. It's not different. You see, just that, you see, most people do not understand symbology. Okay? They do not even understand the divine language of mathematics. I can take that whole divine language of mathematics from 0 to 9 and break it down for you. You can learn that in school. This is specialized knowledge. So when you have people like myself living on an island like this with specialized knowledge, it is to use it to build. It is to use it to uplift, not to pull down, not to talk, oh, God, speak to me. And God. Why is it God never speak to these religious people of how to make this world a better place, how to build more industries, how to come up with better ideas, how to stand together with others, that everyone will benefit on this earth? Why is it? Why is it God is not the one giving them these kind of ideas to make this world a better place? And every time it's something destructive, they come with a bunch of judgment. Stop it. Because I'll put you in a place. Okay? Just stop it. You think any preacher gonna come and social media and television to debate me when I say that the Bible addresses the human mind? What are they gonna use to debate me? The mind? They might have to walk on literal water to prove me wrong. I'll turn literal water into wine to prove me wrong. Then they will prove that the Bible is literal. You see, the law of reproduction can be checked. Every seed and every species must reproduce after its own kind. You plant pumpkin, you can't reap watermelon. If that same power of that Jesus Christ of 2,000 years ago that you believe had special powers is inside you, you're supposed to do the same thing. But I'm saying to you that Jesus Christ in you is your imagination. That's why you must use your imagination to create, to live a better life, instead of using it to gossip and to pull down and to bring judgment on others. Don't use your mind for that. Use it to build. Everybody, when the rain fall, it don't fall on one man's house. Every Christian in this country was affected. Every living one. So stop with the foolishness. Time to wake up, man. You are all waking up. Let me see comment here. Jalev, it's because of law. Yeah, you have to learn your rights as a sovereign being. Research common law. Yes, you must own it. That's sovereign right. As a being, you're not a possession owned by someone. You know, they give us board paper and all of these kind of things. But I'm not want to get into all of that right now. Okay, fellow Nevillian, I am God. And with God, all things are possible. Teach them, brother. Okay, that same scripture that says that all things are possible with God. There's another scripture that says, if thou canst believe, if you can believe, all things are possible to you that believe. So we're telling you. We're telling you. Who we telling you to be? You see, most people don't know who is God. That's why they failed. Many people try to say, Psalms 82 is a common G. You know what I mean? The creative power. It's a common G. You know what I mean? The creator means. It's a joke. And he said, nevertheless, you shall die like a man. He said, nevertheless, you shall die like a man. So, you don't have to really do this video to stop the ignorant comment of religious people. Stop it. Of course, we are all gods. Of course. There's no hierarchy system. Not anybody fooled by hierarchy system. All of us go to the toilet. Every one of us had to. Who had a real, usual shower in this island? I didn't have the usual shower for sure. I didn't have the usual shower. Because all of us was affected. Okay, so let us see, you understand, a brighter tomorrow. Let us see something more positive after this whole eruption and everything is gone. And let's build our nation together. Okay, so people stop with the negative comments, okay? MT, I'm not going to call the name. I don't even know the person, to be honest with you. MT, stop it. Oh, come on. I've been there. I used to do those foolishness too when I was trapped in Christianity. I was on fire just like I'm on fire here right now. The chief major men in this island who prophesied about the work I would do. I'm doing it right now. Chief major men in the island. I have that on another channel. We'll talk about that. And I could come before their face and say, look, this is fulfillment of the prophecy that prophesied over me. Because people don't understand what is prophecy. Okay? So, stop with the judgment thing. This is a blessed country. Blessed. We are brag on that. Blessed. So stop with the cursing thing. No God cursing this island. Okay? The volcano erupts in the island is positioning the island for greatness, which I am. Thank you very much, Nikki. Some people can't see that, you know. They're so negative. You know, even this time, people don't be talking politics still. You know, people in this country allow politics to divide them. They don't even want to sit in the same bench in church. They don't want to sit next to their brother and their sister in church because of politics. And they're telling me, there's a God in the sky going to judge me. Because me ain't going to mind me and believe in the image of a white man, a blue-eyed, blonde-hair man. Because I ain't worshiping the white man as my God, and my Lord, and my Savior. Me ain't worshiping no slave master. Even in past life, I never worship it. You know, we had past lives, eh? Some people don't even know they had past life. So, my brother and my sister, this kind of thing just fire me up. And I have to come and let out this steam, just like the volcano, release itself. Every one of us has released itself. When people get engaged in such a thing, you're releasing itself as a release to create. You must release to create. Release the pressure. The earth is going through birth pains. It's giving birth. And it's giving birth to sons and daughters who will wake up to discover their God self, their higher self, to realize that God in man is man's imagination. Let me give you a little thing. You think Corinthians 13 and 5 is a joke when he said, examine yourself, test yourself, see if you need faith or not. Then he told around and said to you, don't you know yourself? Pastors, don't you know your own self? Ministers, so-called prophets, and people who want to prophesy over this island, and people who want to come on with a religious talk. Do you know he said test yourself? 2 Corinthians 13:5. He said, don't you know your own self? Man, you know your own self that Jesus Christ is in you? If Jesus Christ is in you, in what form? Spirit. That spirit is in what form? Your imagination. God in man. And you can't know by theory, you have to prove it. You use the imagination, create something, and when it happens, then you know. I've done it over and over, and all my people who follow me, they've been using it over and over and prove it. And I don't come and tell them you have to pay a certain amount of tithes or offering. I can't get the blessing. No. I encourage my people who listen to me to give themselves 10% first. Pay yourself first. And whatever you're getting spiritual food, you give today. So if a person gives spiritual food from me, and they want to give to me, they give to me. But they don't give to me first. Don't give me first. Give yourself first. Love yourself first. Embrace yourself first. Don't love nobody more than you love yourself. Some people love pastors more than they love themselves. Some people love Jesus more than they love themselves. If I say to someone, show me Jesus, you can't show me Jesus. Why? Because that image in your mind. You say you're believing in an imaginary God and instead of realize it's your imagination. So when you say Jesus and you can't show me Jesus, it's imaginary Jesus. Because every word that speaks from your mouth, a word is a thought expressed. So stop it. Religious people, stop it. Coronavirus will expose every religion in the face of the earth, so stop it. Please. They're trying to stop the awakening. The great awakening can't be stopped. We rather die because we know death is not real as you think it is. It's a metamorphosis from a caterpillar to a butterfly. Man, I was the most scared Christian ever. I was always on fire. believing in a creator outside of myself. Now I'm weak, I can't keep quiet. I was scared of death. I no longer scared of death. It is inevitable. It is inevitable. Everybody in the island say pray. Pray for the island. Pray. You can't pray against nature. Nobody say meditate. Nobody say look within. Nobody say look within. But the Bible tells you the kingdom of God is within you. Luke 17:21. And the Bible says supposed to seek first the kingdom. Matthew 6:33. Are you talking foolishness? No. Anybody come and says I'm speaking wisdom here. Let me just read a little bit more comment. Thank you very much. I say Nikki, but Nikki is MFFKI. They look like Nikki from there. Okay, let me see what else. I like when people could interact, okay? The Vulcan is good. Okay, I read that already. You say exactly 100%. Of course. Right. We write and spot. Okay. Hello from Tucson, Jim Shaw, Christopher West. Nice to have you too, my brother. So let me say, as I come to close here, that we are all one. So this is not time to be all religious and bring condemnation, think that the world is coming to an end and Jesus coming back. There's no Jesus coming back. And I can guarantee you that. There's no man coming in the sky for you. Your awakening take place within. The real rapture take place within. It's already taking place with me. That's how I know the virgin birth is a birth from the skull. Right here. It's right in the Bible, but you can't see it. If anyone ever listens to my lecture, there's a scripture that would blow anyone apart with. If you listen to my lecture, it's on Amazon Prime. It's called The Secret Vagina. And presently right now, I am prepared at that book. I think I'm on about chapter 11, chapter 12. The Secret Vagina book. That book will be available for you in this year. And Spiritual Recipe for Better Living, that will be available. And now that the volcano has expressed itself, I'm going to finish my book on this island also. Okay, I have to show you some stuff. Okay, about this island, what this island is all about. So it takes all of this to vindicate all of these things that are happening. Okay, so let me just, as I come to a close here, send this message out to all of the preachers, 3 of them, who speak over my life many years ago. And I know I'm doing the work. But I have to correct you too. You ever read about Samuel and Eli? You think it's literal? No, it's not literal. Okay? Everything is psychological, my brother, my sisters. Everything is mental. Okay? Everything starts from the mind. So what we have to do is cleanse our mind, just as the volcano is cleansing itself. Okay? The earth must cleanse itself. Everybody take a toothbrush and scrub their mouth. And the Bible says nothing more dangerous than the tongue. The same tongue you bless others with, you use it to curse others also. Do you know church people always speaking curse over people's life instead of speaking blessing because they judge them based on what they do? But when a pastor do something terrible, the Lord forgives ye. Eddie Long, the Lord forgives ye. I know there was one who was just like Eddie Long in my country, the Lord forgives ye. Every funeral. It doesn't matter what you do as a Christian, whether it's a homosexual or whoever you be. Once you die and you was a Christian and they carry it in the church, you go on heaven. The preacher send you right there. That's why my dead body will never go to church. Never. Never ever go to church. And let me say this before I come to a close. I would leave this earth like any other mortal. But I'm saying as long as I'm living and there is a Vincentian culture that believe in secular Christianity, or there's a culture, any part of the world that believe in secular Christianity, okay, it will all be said that I challenge the entire world to prove me wrong when I say that the Bible addresses the human mind and must be interpreted psychologically. That it is not literal, neither is it secular history, and that it was written symbolically. Come and doubt me. Prove me wrong. All gone to silence. You see, the Bible says when the Christ speak, no man dare challenge him. Any man who experiences the birth from age, no man dare challenge him. That's St. John chapter 3, I could open that. So religious people, keep quiet. Keep quiet. This is not ego speaking here. This is a man of confidence. They say, when they read in the New Testament, they say, how is it he teach with authority? Not like the scribes and Pharisees. Me speaking here like some pastor, some preacher, bringing hate and judgment and condemnation to people and then telling them that this God is a loving God. I'm saying to you, God is always loving and God will always be loving. And God is the very life inside of me. That's why I love myself and I love others. Now I can appreciate everyone. When I leave Christianity, I see now clearly. But I was seeing before dimly. I could love everybody. I could appreciate everybody. I see God in everybody. When I walk the street and I see vagrant, I see the vagrant, I see God as a vagrant. You see, let me tell you something. When you read in the Bible, when it tell you about the harlot, Rahab, you think it's talking about a woman? Thousands of years ago named Rahab? No, it is teaching you have a power inside of you that can give whatever you desire, whatever you want. And it's been done in secret. That's why he said he put away the two spies. He hid the two spies. Your thoughts and your action. Or your thoughts and your emotion. Whichever way. I could put it any way. So people, wake up, and get to understand spirituality. Christianity could never, ever disprove spirituality because we're spirit having a human experience. You can't change that. What we think that is, spirit leaving the body, come out the house, man. Some people get trapped in the house and never come out the house. Some people say, if you have an out-of-body experience, it's evil. That's of the devil. Every time you sleep and you have a dream, it's an out-of-body experience. But you can have it consciously too. I can feel your spirit, brother. The Caribbean was pregnant for years. Thank you. See people with the insight. Great minds think alike. Can two walk together unless they agree? That's the Bible. This volcano wasn't about corruption. It's the board of something very great. Okay, of course, it is the board of something great. You see, but it takes people with certain mindset to see it. Could you imagine a couple 100 years ago, a man say he's gonna make a plane and he's gonna fly. A man say he's gonna make a cell phone. You say, oh, yeah, boy, he crazy. He crazy. He can't. He lose his mind. Same thing with me. I'm light years ahead of some people. But that doesn't make me better. I'm no better than nobody. The only thing I precede you in the awakening. So you can't come tell me about Jesus and some virgin birth when I had the virgin birth. Oh, people think I'm crazy. I had the virgin birth. Never had the virgin birth. A brother from all over America interviewed me about my birth from this skull, who was a farmer Christian. And he's a white man too. Nobody here would ever interview me because I'm crazy. Because most people do not know everything is energy, vibration, and frequency. When people feel all the vibration at the eruption, we just feel vibration too. When you learn to use your imagination, then you will start to experience certain vibration and understand everything is energy, vibration, and frequency. And then you realize that poverty is a mentality that was taught to us. I feel your conviction. People are chained like dogs. So it's difficult to be enlightened. It is more easier to deceive and brainwash people than to show them that they've been deceived. For example, I told my mother lived in Trinidad, and I told my mother, if I leave St. and I come to Trinidad where people doesn't really know me, I start a church, give me 5 years, all I've been doing is saying Jesus, minister the word, because anyone who listens to me, I can handle the word, okay? And right now I'm not even going into certain things, okay? Because some people will not understand. And I told my mother, I can come there for 5 years, raise a church, make X amount of money, and give she 5 years to tell him I do not believe in no Jesus. I believe in myself, my inner self. Okay? And they will call she the devil, and they will rebuke she, and they will plead the blood on she. So, please, stop the judgment on this island. Don't do that. Because I could call on my ancestors too. Keep quiet. If you look like me, you've been brainwashed. From a little child. Break the brainwash. Break the mental slavery. Give back the slave master their idol and start to learn to believe in yourself. I've been walking out for 10 months, but I only see increase in strength. I continue with supplement. That you to be honest, huh? Yeah, Garvin. Yeah, I don't read Garvin. Okay, Garvin, yeah, Mr. Garvin. I feel your conviction. People are chained like dogs, so it's difficult to be enlightened. Okay, we as a people have ceased to evolve. Ooh. As we show Trinidad locked in. Thank you, my brother from Trinidad. we have ceased to evolve because we hold to stagnation, we hold to limitation. You know, all our years we were told, go to school, get a good education, and get a good job. No one told us that everything in school was for us to imagine. It was for us to thought, it was an idea. No one teaches about our mental faculties, like our will, our perception, our imagination, our intuition, our memory, our reasoning. They never taught us these things. I remember I walked up Bukomembe Resort, and what I did, I used my imagination. And I was doing it unconsciously. That time I was telling secular Christianity, I was telling brothers, I'm going to walk there as a fitness trainer, and I did. And it allowed me to write a book called Bukomembe Resort and the Messenger, because that's the very first time I really had first-hand experience of how white people see black people and how they treat them. As a matter of fact, when they asked me if I can do yoga to give me the job, and the lady tell me that I can come back the next day, I will do some yoga, let me see if I can really do yoga. And I said to her that the people on the island, when I tell them we can do yoga, they say that's white people thing, and so on. And even church people believe yoga is evil. Okay, the woman from South Africa said to me, the white woman, he said, these people on this island don't want to have nothing to do with spirituality. So the people who want spirituality stay slavery. Of course, they're slave. And then Bukomet end up in misery. I saw it and I walk off. I tell them I'm not an indentured servant and I don't have no slave mentality. And when I leave, things work out for me. You know, I've always been this kind of person. I always want to help humanity. I asked my mother when I went to school, why is it I couldn't do the what they call the common entrance at that time to go to a secondary school like the other youths, because I was older in that class. And my mother told me since I was a little child, I never used to want to go to school. I used to want to be out in nature and want to go under the mango trees and pick up mango and put mango together for people when they pass by. I've always loved people. I've always want to help people. That I've been misunderstood by many people. And I must say too, I had a misunderstood life. I never did understand myself until now. That's why I ended up in Christianity. With tears in my eyes, beating my chest, I asked myself, who am I? And I set out on the journey. Didn't matter what it would have caused me. Only one thing I was seeking for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And it's been granted to me. That wisdom. And it's the wisdom of self. I search for God with all my strength. I want to find God, I find myself. I search for myself for all my life. And when I find myself, I found God. I'm going to keep that to myself. It doesn't matter who hate me. It doesn't matter even if this whole country turn against me. It doesn't matter. It's the truth. And the truth will stand. If I never had the board from the skull, I'm not going to say I had a board from the skull. No one can force me to accept a lie. To believe a woman lie on her back and give birth from down below. Still a virgin. I don't evolve beyond that. Evolution is inevitable, man. You must evolve. No one wants stagnation. Even leaders in Africa are waking up. No more cocoa for Switzerland. Any more material. Ghana president. All the presidents in Africa standing up. They have to keep the Caribbean and Africa poor. And with poverty mentality, so they could benefit how they want to benefit. When we have everything. Agriculture is the backbone of every economy. But if you understand agriculture psychologically, you will understand agriculture have to do with mentality. As you sow, so you reap. So most people think agriculture have to do with go in the land and plant food. No, not that alone. Where you plant in your mind is where you go reap. That's agriculture. That's the real agriculture. Until we realize that agriculture is the backbone of our economy and we build our economy, then we'll stand as a people. Then we will stand strong. But we have to build each other. So stop with judgment in this country. Don't come and judge this country with being religious. So religious people can't send judgment even on all the Christians in this country. And I'm standing up for the Christians, though I do not believe in secular Christianity. I believe in the God in me. The people in this country who say I do not believe in God because they do not understand that I do not believe in a God outside of myself. And I don't believe in a God outside of them either. I see God in each and every one of them. It's only God asleep or God awake. You're either asleep or you're awake. Don't hate someone because they're awake, and don't hate someone because they're asleep. If you're asleep, still sleep. If you love the matrix, stay in the matrix. Once you understand the power of mind or the love mentality, you can prophesy the rest. So when people talk about prophecy, everything be fulfilling all the time. He said, they looking for destructive thing. For everybody using money, medium exchange. You tell me that a fulfillment of prophecy when there wasn't no money, the teacher school but barter. Barter still continue. You realize your life itself is business. As you breathe in oxygen and you exhale carbon dioxide, and you get that from the plants and you give back to the plants. Do you realize that it's the very architects too is business? And they build a pornography industry out of people believing Christianity. Just recently I saw a rabbi from living in Israel, a rabbi, okay, that says that he called marriage what, the comedy? Yeah, he called it the comedy of marriage. A rabbi, a Jewish. You know, we really just church people gonna say, but the Jews ain't believe in Jesus, and they're waiting until when all of the Gentiles come in, then their eyes will open. Yeah, the people who they claim to be Jews have more money than all of them. Oh my God, I have to wake up. I really have to wake the people up. So when people hear me sitting like, oh my God, me talking about no man in the sky, God in me. I always give thanks to God. God in me, not outside. Some people need to go listen to Reverend Ike. Some church people need to go listen to Reverend Ike. Reverend Ike was ahead of his time. Creflo Dollar, all of these people teeth in what Reverend Ike would have thought. When him, Joel Osteen, T. Driggs, I could go on and on. But most people don't know about Reverend Ike. It's midnight in the Netherlands. Someone says it's midnight in the Netherlands. Well, remember they say when Jesus coming, I wonder what time he might be in Australia and Netherlands and other part of Africa that experiencing maybe say day right now while we're experiencing night, or when we're experiencing night, they're experiencing day. I wonder. Because they have answer for everything, you know. Everything happened to the earth, they have answer except for the COVID. The church had no answer for COVID. They had to depend on certain people, billionaires, and the pharmaceutical company, where they always give the healing. Hippocrates says what? But even before Hippocrates, because if I say Hippocrates, that's still a European teaching, you know, what they want we to believe. Because everything centered around them because they don't want you to know about Kemet. You know, I live in this country. I never study no Kemet, I never do that. But I awake. When you're waking, you connected back with your ancestors. Trust me, they reveal everything to you. They show you what we did believe before Christianity. Man, know thyself. Why you think they used to bury certain people under a boli tree? People living in my island, you know why it's a boli tree? Oh, I know that. Why the ancestors used to put certain people. I know exactly who I was in a past life. What I'm doing here, I did it before in another way. Bro, you are a billion times % right. Thank you, Alpheus Bruce. Okay. Maritza Vamol, it's midnight. Oh, that's supposed to say it's midnight in Netherlands. Let me just read this other comment here. I have to close the wishes. I have to close and wishes you all the best. The God in me is sending you the greatest love to the God in you. The God in me, embrace the God in you, my brother. Namaste. Oh, my sister, yeah. Doesn't matter, brother, sister, we are all one. It's just the large gender. A woman is a man with a womb. Womb, man. So, you know, so my brothers, it's time for us to work together. It's time for us to stand together. These things happen to bring us to realize we are one. This is not for bring condemnation. Hurricane, Christian getting it, Muslim getting it, everybody getting it. Earthquakes, everybody getting it. When are religious people going to wake up and realize that when the rain falls, it don't fall on one man's house? When they wake up and realize when you plant a field, let's say you plant a field of corn, Other herbs gonna grow around it, other weeds and things gonna grow around it, because why? There's nourishment there. The earth is not partial. Just like the womb of a woman is not partial. Whatever sown in that womb is gonna bring back. And we call earth Mother Earth. So too, whatever is in your mind, the mind is not partial, the subconscious mind is not partial. If you're thinking about Jesus, you're gonna fall asleep and you're definitely gonna dream about Jesus. You dream about heaven, you dream about hell. I dream about heaven and hell too. And I come to realize that heaven and hell is a state of mind. No, I understand the symbology. Why nothing was happening to me. And all the other people, they were crying, they were fearful, down in what? Hell, that state of mind. And when I expect this Jesus to come down from the sky to comfort me, no, Jesus come down, instead it was a rainbow. You see, all I can understand these things when it's just the Bible, and the Bible interpret to you the right way. I can explain the whole rainbow to you. As a matter of fact, it happened to me when I was 17. Joseph was given, right? Coat of many colors. Okay. And Joseph had food, right? Oh, in time of famine. Oh, I wonder if this is food, boy. I wonder if the Bible said there will be a famine in the last days. Not for food, no, but for the word. Oh, because many are engineers, right? See, when you understand the Bible speaking about the mind, you're going to understand the foolish and the wise virgin. I'm not building a house for no son. Jesus is son. A white idol is a son. That's son. Build it on self. Self-love. Embrace yourself. They teach you to hate yourself. But love yourself and embrace yourself. You're not limited. You are limitless. You can achieve whatever you want to achieve in this world. So please, religious people, stop with the negative comments. Deal with me. Come on, man. Come on, live. This is the time to display. Let your light shine now. Bring wisdom. Because we hear your wisdom. I say imagination creates reality. I say imagination is God in man. Come and tell me. Explain the outside God to me. Come, explain. I could go in the Bible and break down every part of it. Why? Because of the birth from the skull. Not anything I would have done of myself. Because many of you know my life. I never hide my life. Seed time and harvest time. Well, most people don't know seed time and harvest time. Most people don't know life is ups and downs. Most people don't know that after a storm is a great calm. Most people don't know that. So they come along with their religious judgment and judging the island and talking about Jesus. Wake up now, man. Come with judgment on the island, but God judging this island. Judging which island? If God haven't judged this island, God haven't judged the whole world, including all of it too. Religious people too. You are great, all great, come and sing the world. All of you going to go to. Get rid of this foolishness. Don't pass your negative thing, negative comment on this country. Please desist from doing it. It's okay, let me read on someone. I was supposed to finish long time, but I'm loving the energy of the people. I'm here to serve, not to govern and rule over nobody. That system of Caesar. When you read about Jesus, all the people say they believe in Jesus as a literal man. He was never part of any organized religion or denomination. He chanted all of them. Everyone. What do you think I do it? Love yourself and believe in yourself, my brother. Nobody else. Don't even believe in me, believe in you. If what I'm saying resonating with you, it is resonating with you because the deep calls to the deep and the deep responding. That's it. Let me see. Spiritual download of the wisdom of the ages. Of course, spiritual download. This is the wisdom of the ages. And many people do not know that this is the wisdom of the ages. So all people see the catastrophe. Oh, this is happening around the world. The Bible says it's going to happen. Oh, destruction will come. These are the last days. There will be a great falling away. Oh, 666. 666. Do the numerology. That's 9. 999. Those are who come to the 9 power. You see, when you come up the 7 steps of Jacob ladder and you call the place Peniel, I start to speak parables now, you know. Remember, they can't understand the language of symbology, eh? They can't understand the language of symbology. So, you see, at symbol rule the world, eh? They don't know it. Yet all of the buildings have symbols. And when they don't understand, they call it evil. You know this call is evil? Me ank. A guy told me he wanted nothing to do with me because of the ank. Such ignorance. So all of that is a part of cleansing. So as the volcano is cleansing the island, so we have to cleanse our mind and we have to check our belief system. Check our belief system and see how profitable it has been to us. See how much it has uplifted humanity. See how much people have it reached throughout the world. You see, this news reached throughout the world. But what about the good things that have been happening that the world doesn't know about? How much people in the island knows about this kind of wisdom? How much people will ever tune in and listen to this wisdom and say, look, I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to grow. Okay? How many people willing to say, look, I have a book called Meditate to Eradicate Poverty. And I was told to educate to eradicate poverty. You have to decide which one. The people in America who's taking this book and read it to the children. Little children, they start to teach them to believe in themselves. But I grew up as a little boy in poverty. Serious poverty. And I was told, get a good education. And I will end my poverty. But I come to realize, it's a lie. Poverty is of the mind. I now started to learn to change my thinking. The church system, religious system had given me as thinking, a judgmental, condemnatory thinking. I have to free myself. So as the volcano free itself, so we must free ourselves from all those thinking. So you're getting a rebuking all you religious people. I see one man say how he is sorry for all the people who evacuate. he said he's a Christian, but he is not sorry for all the people who evacuate. Like somebody on some sympathy thing. We playing some pity party. Nobody playing no pity party here. This happening all around the world. So then, if this is God's judgment, God judging the whole world, I don't want that kind of God. Period. You see that kind of God, I don't want that kind of God. If you really believe there's a literal hell, and people going there because they dance, because they sing, because they drink alcohol, because they smoke, because they do all of that. If you believe that, I want to go to that hell. There'll be a lot of fun there. I don't want to go drinking milk and eating honey. I will be shit in my skin. You understand what I'm saying? And then there will be too much of confusion and too much of argument there. Because the Adventist with his own thing, the Anglican with his own thing, the Methodist. But no, we with spirituality, we all of us are saying one thing. That we are spirit having a human experience, and there's one universal consciousness. There's one creative power. They have two creative power. There's only one. The devil can't create. If you believe there was a literal devil outside of yourself, he still couldn't create. Because the thing that been created can't be greater than the creator. You see, people don't think. You see, you are the perceiver beholding the perception. You are the creator and everything else on the outside is the creation. The phone, the mic, the computer, all of these things is an expression of thought. So let the volcano express itself. So don't come expressing your negative causes and all kind of thing over this island. No place. And all the Christians, even if they don't agree with me and they don't believe in what I think, they should agree with me. Because they're here on the island. And you saying you're Christian and casting judgment on them too. Stella Feely, thank you, my sister. Nice having you. Okay. I've been on a while. I was supposed to finish about an hour ago, but I'm going because the people, I can feel the people energy, and you know, people been blessed by what I am saying, because there's a lot of a comment that I would have seen from religious people speaking a lot of negative things from this island because we're facing a volcanic eruption and talking about God and judgment. But when it's something good, nobody's saying it's God. When it is something great, nobody's saying it's God. When it is something uplifting, nobody's saying it's God. But when it's something destructive, it's God. What kind of God is that? That God have an attitude problem. I believe in your words. But Reverend Ike preached about health and imagining yourself in a healthy state, but he died of stroke. Of course, you gotta go from with something. Come on. You gotta go. When it's time for you to go, you gotta go. For example, I can use my imagination and decide, you can get a dream and decide not to come back here. For example, when I was having my awakening experience and I came back like a little child, like in a fetus, and I hooked up to the umbilical cord when I came out of my skull, okay? I was to pull myself from that, but if I would have pulled myself from it, you understand? It might have been death, but it was a death that was taking place. Because the resurrection, the virgin birth, all of this is talking about the new birth, in your spiritual birth. It's all about you. The story is not about a man 2,000 years ago. So, there are times I could dream and be conscious in the dream. I could wake up in the dream. And if you wake up in the dream and you find yourself somewhere else, if you do not know how to get back on the bed, they'll meet your body there. So they say, you die from this, you die from that. So, when people, like how this person talk about Reverend I, you have to die from something. Preachers die from homosexuality. So, what you say? When they carry them to church for the funeral, you think the pastor say they're going to hell? You have to die from something. Most people think that is real. I laugh at that. It ain't real. Nature itself will show you that. It ain't real. You see, if you look at a tree, right? When it's autumn, all of the leaves gonna fall off of that tree. You're gonna fall on the ground, go in the ground, and wanna come back up again as fruits, and you eat it. It's cycle. Like I told someone, there's no such a thing as a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. There's no such a thing. It's all Sunday. You can't have a day without the sun. If the sun don't rise, how do you have a day? It's just cycle. They give them names to mark time. But in eternity, there's no time. When you understand the power of thoughts, there's no time. That's what Habakkuk chapter 2 tells you. When you want something in this world and you write it down, you must understand the law of gestation. Write that down, the law of gestation. And if you're listening to me and you're a Christian or religious person, write down the law of mentalism. I'm going to research the law of mentalism. And you will realize that when you judge people like that, you do not even know the law of mentalism. This bouquet couldn't be written unless it was first a thought. And it's a Bible. And it's my Bible. And this one here, it's a Bible also. It couldn't be written unless it was first a thought or first an idea. So if you say holy men wrote as they were inspired, where do you think the computer come from? As men were inspired, where do you think this come from? All the Christians, they love this. As I said before, only this they not call evil. But the pyramid and the single eye, which is actually the eye of God, the eye imagination, which they think evil, they're using the money, they love US. Especially where US, countries where US is plenty, they love it. They're demonic, they're Luciferian, they're satanic. Man, it's time for a whipping. Whenever there's a Christ on the scene, there's always a whipping. When you read about Jesus, you're reading about the enlightened man. And when the enlightened man comes on the scene, is whipping. You can't prove him wrong. Why? He had an experience. Don't talk about miracles of Jesus. Do them. That's what church people need to do. Walk on water. Turn water into wine. Take 5 loaves and 2 fishes and multiply it, no man. Feed. I want all the Christians. Take 2 fishes and 5 loaves. Some people don't even know the 5 senses. And the thoughts and the emotion. They don't even know that. I break in it, man. Bread and fish. For people who can manifest their reality consciously. If I do a test right now with 100 people, and even verse 5 prove that imagination creates reality, it proves my point. You don't need a crowd. This is a crowd thing. So religious people don't come on social media, you understand, with negative comment towards a disaster. Okay, because everything that's happening reflects our life. The time of disaster, the time of healing also. There's a time of breaking and there's a time of healing. The Bible tells you that. As a matter of fact, I mentioned Deuteronomy 30-39. I'm the one who kill and I'm the one who make alive. I'm the one who won't and I'm the one who heal. I am God and there's no other. But people don't know that God is their imagination. They think it's a man in the sky. and come on making a bunch of comment and talking about, like famous people wicked, and famous people this, and preaching. Man, God is a prophet, talk about people practicing voodoo. Voodoo is our spirituality. And everything can use for good and it can use for evil. Voodoo have to do with nature, connected with nature. We talking. But everything can use both ways. When church people pray in church, for people, relationship, and only the woman alone is there in the congregation, or the man is there in the congregation, what they doing? Not interfering and casting spell on people and their relationship. And when the thing come true, what things happen? When things start to happen, they pull themselves away from it. People wake up. Okay, let me see, I don't want to miss nobody. I believe in, okay. Teach, brother, you speak the truth. Yes, because you see, it's only the truth can set us free. And I'm here because I believe in freedom. And the only freedom is when you free your mind. Mental slavery is the worst slavery there is. And Marcus Garvey tells us to free our mind from mental slavery. These are the kind of ancestors that we must remember and always remember. I always tell people in my country, there's a generation that will rise in my country and will curse them for having such a man among them, and they didn't listen, and they would tell the generation that they didn't know me. So I'm saying it here now. Death will be a dream. You don't wake up. Death is not a dream that you don't wake up from. Oh, I understand. That you wake up from in this physical realm. Okay, I understand. Because you'll be conscious all the way. Because there's only consciousness. There's nothing else. Only consciousness. When I came out of my skull and I became invisible, I was nothing. Absolutely nothing. Just consciousness, pure consciousness. I had no form. And there's nothing I had no form. That's why this was imaginary world. Some people believe it's real. They think I am crazy, man. When they tell them the vehicle ain't really real, they think it's real. They think they're crazy, man. When they fall asleep, we're gone. Where all the civilization is going, they fall asleep. So all imaginary, my brother and my sisters, get in the mind. Time for our people start to work on their minds. Okay? All the things we've been doing for our country, it wasn't working. We would have been better off. Okay? Okay, let me see. Exactly, death will be a dream from a dream you don't. Okay, let me row your boat. Yeah, row your boat gently down the stream, right? merrily. They think it's a nursery rhyme. They think it's just a song we sing in school. That's why they say some people in some circles they say, don't let them know, keep them so. But no, we're here to lift the vibration of the planet. We are light workers. We're here to help to uplift humanity. Pointing each and every one to look inwardly to discover that their real identity is their divinity. Okay, let me see another comment. No, okay. Just be the truth. That will be. Okay. Whenever there is a disaster, God is coming. But when something will happen, no mention of God. Well said, my brother. You see, and my sister, my sister, it doesn't matter, brother, sister, just we are all one. Just one consciousness. Okay? We just use the love gender to, male and female, to show the energy. Because someone was asking me today about, the Garden of Eden and so on, and Adam and Eve, and I started showing them the masculine and feminine energy, and the Garden of Eden is your mind, where you plant your seed, and then you get your fruit, and so on. And Cain and Abel represent where you're going to bring forth, either good or evil. Come on, it's all the mind. You telling me about, if a man thinking about stealing, he ain't going to steal. He just meditating and stealing, or rape, or something like that, you're going to do it. So that what Cain and Abel represent. Two man. It was two people, then they married to their sisters. Wake up, people, wake up. Use your God sense, common sense. In my book, Meditate, Eradicate Poverty, I have a chapter on common sense. Teach your children that. Teach your children that. Because our whole educational system is messed up. It's only to enslave us and keep us as workers. Only. But I'm saying to you, we are builders. We are leaders. We are innovators, we are creators, and we have to be conscious creators. If you hate me for that, well, fine. I'd rather stand for something more than die for nothing. I love Momoji. Momoji, you just like me, man. The earth will do what it got to do from creation. The planet has a volcano eruption. It's not the end of the world. Most people fail to realize that when it's time for them to die, that's the end of their world. And when you create a negative, judgmental, and condemnatory world, that is what you will reap. So to me, this is not a catastrophe and nothing to worry about and time's gonna be hard. No. I'm not eating that kind of food. That's not my kind of diet. Religious people can have that kind of diet. They're always something negative. They're always something destructive. They're always these kind of things. Stop it, please. So, don't come on and talk about this island. Don't speak against this country. There's a man here who stand for this country. When you start to talk about spiritual things and talk about Jesus and talk about God sending judgment on this country, God is sending no judgment on this country. There are good people in this country. So take your religious mentality and go with it. Wow, greetings are happening now. But picture nice to have him, my brother. And this is a brother who been spending all his life in church. Right now he's still battling. Because he hear they say fulfillment of prophecy, and when you look around the things that are happening, so look at the real fulfillment of prophecy. Because people do not know that thoughts become things. And that imagination creates reality. And that it is their own thoughts that is creating their personality. For as a man thinking in his heart, so is he. Woo. That's a cup of tea. Drink it, man. It's good coffee. It stimulates you. All the energy booster people is drink, it's a caffeine in it. Okay, Momoji, the world is waiting for God to come back. They keep waiting and waiting, not realizing He is coming from within each person. Well, I'm a good example of that. Who was waiting for this God to come, and He did come. He come within. I don't rapture. We wait for the rapture. Oh, I've never been this happy in my life. I've never been more acceptable to death than this time around, because I realize it's inevitable. You can't die if you never live. So whether I die now, I die tomorrow, is the same death. Religions are the real enemy. They have led the people astray. Of course, preaching that Jesus was a man who walked on earth and will come again to judge us. There is no judgment. I speak about that too, that there's no judgment, there's no condemnation to any man who is in who? Is Christ self. Only you could condemn yourself. Only you could judge yourself. That is why it is all better to affirm that I am rich than to affirm that I'm poor. It is all better to affirm that I'm healthy than to affirm that you're sick. Because the words, they are life and death. In the power of the tongue is life and death. So you can create and you can destroy. Don't you know that you're the giver of life? When a man and a woman come, who is the giver of life? Somebody tell me up to today, so who became who created us? Of course, my mother and my father had sex, and it was forced a thought. No man and no woman who have sex, and it wasn't forced a thought in the mind. We are thought evolved being. We were forced imagine. Therefore, we live by our imagination, which is the creator in every man. Not a creator in the sky. I'm an outside of yourself. The sky is in me. Everything you see up in the sky is in me. The stars are in me. The sun is in me. The moon is in me. The volcano show that, but much people say they see lightning. They don't know why it's lightning. They don't know that they're electrical and magnetic. I have to make this long because people in the island need this, but only those who are ready. Let me read something else. But I love you, brother, doing all the works of scripting, meditating, visualizing, gratitude, and just letting go. So this is a brother who was in Christianity for so long, and he's trying something different. At least try it. Try something different. You're told, okay, that the windows of heaven will be open to you and pour you out a blessing that you have no room enough to store it. Okay, which I do not have room enough to store the blessing that been bestowed upon me. That's why I just be teaching and giving this knowledge out to the world and tell people use your imagination, trust your imagination, and they've been getting results. The people who got healing. There's so much people who had healing. There's so much people who changed their job. There's the people who've been working for such and such amount, and they change their reality and working for more. But you don't always have to look for a job. You can be your own boss. All of us have that power. And now he's doing all of these things. Let him test it for himself. 2 Corinthians 13 and 5 tell him to test himself, examine himself, see if faith or not. Don't you know that Jesus Christ is in you? If Jesus Christ is inside of you, you must display Jesus Christ. You must create if he's a creator. If he's a savior, you must save. How are you going to do it without using imagination? Show me how you're going to do it without using imagination. Show me how something in this world wasn't forced a thought or forced an idea. Show me it. Show me something that's going to be created that wasn't forced a thought. Time to empty your mind from stupidity. So religious people, please don't speak bad over this country. Haruna. Don't speak over this country and talk about God judging this country. Stop your foolishness. Let me see what I say. Okay, so yeah, this whole thing about Jesus program is leading people straight so they have division and everything, as my brother, our sister mentioned. Okay, I judge myself, nobody else judge me. I love you, brother. Okay, I read that already. You are so right. All what men have been saying is coming true, but they don't realize it's their own words coming to fruition or fruitful. Of course, well said. And I'm still here in this life, you know, and I'm saying to this person, Momoji, your energy is so powerful. Your energy keep me speaking one, all the other people's energy, because why? It's one energy, it's one consciousness. And we're here uniting and strengthening each other and the world together. Because what we're doing, we're sending out positive vibes of love, not condemnation, not judgment. We are a part of the Great Awakening. Of course, every one of us part of the Great Awakening. It's just that some people time haven't reached us there because they're not ready, because they're still holding on to an idol and they don't want to have change. You think it's easy for some people to give up gossiping? It's not so easy for a church person to give up gossiping, you know. It take a lot of work, you know, and the mind to give up that demon of gossiping. Gossiping is one of the most powerful demon, you know. And when I talk about demon, you know, I talking about states of mind, thought form. When you escape gossiping that you've been programmed with from Christianity, you know, it's great healing, you know. It's healing. Start to live your life happy. I'm glad for everyone. People should be rejoicing and glad for us. They're talking a bunch of foolishness about judgment. Which judgment? We are part of it. Okay? I listen to Nevill and what he teach is 100% true. But Nevill family have the biggest business in my country. The biggest business in my country from Nevill family. I believe, and most of the people who work in with Nevill family company that was created by imagination. If anybody know Neville's biography, most of them are religious and have religious mentality and believe in secular Christianity. Where was we? Okay, you're so right. All what men have. See this? Okay. Is there one? Okay. We are part of the great. Okay. I listen to Neville. Yeah. What he teach. Said, I am happy the word manifests in you. I look forward to the day he resurrects in me too. Yes, every one of us will have the experience, but you do not know the time or the hour of your awakening. And as Moses lifted up his serpent in the wilderness, so shall the Son of Man be lifted up. So you will be lifted up. And realize this is the cross on which all of us would die. When you lift upon your backbone. Some people can't believe that. The base of your spine. But I have to go now. My break is off. Thank you very much, my sister Stella Ophelia. You know how to always come on this channel and get what is here. You know how to come and feed. So if you gotta do what you gotta do, then you gotta do what you gotta do. It was nice having you, my sister. Nice having each and every one of you who would have stand here with me, because I really needed your energy, because I can guarantee you 99% of this whole island right here, even though we're going through what we're going through here, would be most likely against me for my teaching, because it would take them out of their comfort zone of secular Christianity, where for many years they were taught to have that mentality, and you cannot blame them because it's been taught in our school system, from our parents to our schools. Okay, so you can't blame them. Okay, that's why each one must teach the other, but you got to be willing to learn. You have to be open-minded, and you have to put this to the test, because what I'm teaching here is not something based on belief. It's something you have to put to work and prove for yourself that imagination creates reality. You would prove for yourself that thought become things, and that your thoughts create your personality. A man is a thief because of his thoughts. A man is a liar because of his thoughts. A man is a murderer because of his thoughts. That's why the Bible says if a man looketh upon a woman, which means if you have the impulse, and which one who's not guilty of that. And he said if you angry with your brother with all the cause, you're already a murderer. It is teaching you the power of thoughts. It is teaching you that thoughts become things. It is teaching you everything is a manifestation of a thought. That's what it's teaching you. So, for many years, the pornography industry strive out of half of people's ignorance. And Christians will believe they are part of the pornography industry because they get involved in politics. And the preachers want to tell them it's their democratic right to go and vote. And they turn around and call the governments of all the different regions. They call them wicked, they call them evil, they speak against pornography. You think they could just act pornography without getting a license? They have to get a license. Why do you think it's on the internet? You think Christian council could stop it? Are there any Neville businesses still there on there? As I'm saying, my brother, the family, Neville Goddard family, they have the biggest business in my country, my island, in Kingston, St. Vincent. They changed the name. But anyone who's listening to me from the island, if they go to the building opposite Ace, and Ace is one of theirs too that come from the same company that started in Barbados, and they will see their mission statement, and you will see how it started, and there's a picture of Neville's dad, I think, and his brother Victor. I think there's two pictures. When I went there, the people didn't want me to come into the office, so they didn't give me any permission to come into the office itself. But I stayed outside in the waiting room, and I took photos. I think I have the vlog. The vlog is on this channel. I can't remember the name, but if anybody interested in it, if you listen to me and you're from the island, okay, biggest business in this whole country, start from imagination. So, okay, I want to just read and come to a close here. Okay, it's all the positive energy that really keep me, because I normally go like 1 hour and then I finish, but people positive really kept me. Okay, the woman on Facebook said that she was she said one day the Caribbean is gonna experience a heavy earthquake and we need to change our ways. Well, I know when I had my awakening, I experienced a heavy earthquake. That's why I can read Matthew chapter 27, and I can interpret the entire Bible. Once you have that experience, there's no stopping. The board from the skull, the new board, St. John chapter 3, there's no stopping. Please. The Bible has been encoded. It must be decoded. It's all symbology. Let me see. And let me just end this by saying, hey, if the woman is saying you must change your ways, which she's saying, change your thoughts, right? Change your mind, right? Change your thinking, right? And Romans say what? Be transformed by what? The renewing of your mind, right? So all the negative commenters who've been commenting, especially this sorting woman, stop it. So with that being said, my brother, my sisters, I really want to thank you all very much, and I really love each and every one of you. I couldn't do it without you. Your energy would have kept me, because it's not easy when people do not believe what you would have experienced, and when you're experiencing certain things that is taking your life years ahead of a generation or of a people, it's not something easy to deal with. And we would have seen many of the revolutionaries or many of the great inventors and so on. They had to stand up against the norm of society to bring forth their invention and their creation. And these are the same things that Christians are holding on to say that they're receiving the blessing of the Lord, because people believe in themselves. They trust themselves. That's why we have all of these great inventions that we can communicate, and the world is still a global village. So with that being said, my brother, my sister, I think I give you enough